guess that. So, like you said there's quite a few different characters who've, like the Maid Marian character may have been from a different era, or maybe 100 years later, that somehow amalgamated into the story as his love interest.
Absolutely, that happens quite a lot. I mean, Maid Marian doesn't appear in the stories until the May Games in Tudor times. In the early stories, the only woman in them is the Prioress of Kirklees, who's responsible for Robin's death in the end. There's no love interest at all. When she was first introduced in the May Games, she was far more of a pantomime dame kind of character, would have been played by a large, well-built young man in comical drag with over-the-top makeup, who would go around flirting with all the men watching, that kind of thing. Very much a equivalent of the modern pantomime dame. And then it was, of course, Anthony Monday's play did have a wife for Robin Hood. But really it was the Victorian era with their romanticisation that turned her into, I suppose, if you like, more of a Disney princess kind of character. And as the 20th century rolled on, she's been reimagined so many times. You got Maid Marian and Her Merry Men.
Of course, that was exactly on my mind at the time. I can remember watching
Yeah,
that as a kid.
but even in Robin and Sherwood, even though she's raised as a noble woman, she's a lot tougher. She has skills in herbs and medicine, that kind of thing. She's much more a member of the band in her own right.
She becomes
So
the
from
healer.
the 1980s onwards, and then of course, like I say, Maid Marian and Her Merry Men, where she's really the leader. That came from Tony Robinson
Yeah.
watching his daughter playing with her friends and thinking, well, if she was in the Outlaw band, she would definitely be the leader. She wouldn't be some mean little wallflower. So he based his version of the character on his daughter. But like I was saying about Robin Hood being able to, that you can find whatever you want in the Robin Hood story, Maid Marian is even more of a gift to writers because there is no historical basis for her at all. She's a made up character introduced into the stories later. So you don't owe, like as a writer, you don't owe anything to a real person. And if you're writing even if you're writing a fictionalized version of a real person, I mean, take Hilary Mantel's series, like the Wolf Hall series, or even on Netflix, you've got The Crown. A fictionalization, but of real people. So there's a degree of responsibility in there to try to portray that person fairly. Whereas when you come to a character like Maid Marian, she is entirely fictional. So you can create a Marian or a Marian equivalent in your story that fits whatever if you want a princess, she can be a princess. If you want a badass outlaw, she can be a badass outlaw. In fact, in my own series, I do have a character called Marian who's introduced later, but the Maid Marian equivalent character, if you like, is actually, she's semi-feral, and she's the one that teaches Robin the outlaw skills.
Interesting.
So she's a much stronger character. Not because I was trying to make any kind of point or statement. It just, as I was imagining the stories, that's how it played out for me. But yeah, with Maid Marian, you've got no responsibility to any historical figure. You can make her whatever you want it to be, and I think that's wonderful for little girls who love the legend as well. It's interesting when you see them come here, they want to dress up or say, I'm Maid Marian. Some dress as a princess, some dress as a girl Robin Hood, basically, and anything in between. So almost more importantly than Robin Hood, then she becomes a cipher, if you like, to give a way into the stories for any girls, really, because there's so many male characters. So basically any boy or any man can find one of the characters that they can connect to in some way. But there is only really this one girl character, but she is infinitely flexible. So whatever kind of little girl you are, you can still be Maid Marian.